Is it on the right microphone?
Yeah, we're good.
You sure?
Yeah.
100%?
Yeah.
Is this bloopers?
Yeah. No, it's not. Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey, what's up?
So we're back.
After a long vacation.
Well, really not. Well, for you, yeah. And the thing about it is I have held up the podcast, both arms wide open. I've been actually carrying the load. The last week or whenever, like a couple weeks ago. Well, it was probably a week and a half. That's not important. I co-hosted with Drexel and Camden. Did you listen to that one?
Yeah, I listened to the first 2 minutes.
Well, I know it's unbearable. And so what did you think of it? Yeah.
It was quite interesting.
See, the problem is...
I think I got to the part where you guys called me.
Yeah, that was a good part. That's my favorite part. Because after that, we just started calling out. Well, they started calling out. I take no blame for anything that happened in the episode. I was just being a good host, is what I like to say. That's pushing people to do things they shouldn't do. So they were just calling out people, and I was just kind of sitting there, and people could say, oh, well, you're just being, boring or whatever. Well, I don't care. And so, yeah, they were just kind of doing their thing, and I was just kind of sitting back and, like, letting whatever happen. What you didn't see was that what was I going to say? Shoot. Oh, in 2 different segments during that podcast, I end up throwing something at Drexel, and there's just screaming because he gets so upset about it.
Oh.
And it's bad, but at the same time, it was funny. But the problem with that whole episode, mainly, was that there was so much screaming. And I don't want to name names, but Camden screamed so much.
Yeah, I didn't make it that far,
and
but this is good to know.
It was good, but I had to cut some screams and lower some, and it still peaked the mic.
This is good to know because now we will not have them back on the podcast.
And look, this is our 10th episode, so let's go ahead and celebrate. Let's bring out the party poppers. Let's bring out the cake. But
all I have is ice cream and M&Ms.
It's not good, Lucas. We need to stop. We have not done good. That's all I'm going to say. This podcast is hidden, and it's going to the ground. It's going to the ground. We have 10 episodes and 9 subscribers. That's not good.
From your perspective, it's going to the ground. But from my perspective, it never left. So really, all we can do is go up from here.
You're right. That's motivation. That's poetry. I think we need to go up. From here, we need to keep making episodes just all the time. Let's make an episode every day. Every day.
It'll be the daily podcast. We're not going to do that. We don't have time for that.
Let's not go bi-weekly. We're going to go... Well, no, we'll get to that. Let's not go bi-weekly. Let's go every single day. Every day.
Dude, why stop there? Every hour of our lives should be documented.
I mean, I record everything. You have to tell people. Like, I wear a badge that says I record everything constantly, but you have to let them know, or else it's illegal. But otherwise, you can...
I mean, even the smallest little thing, like a tiny business card that you just leave at the door, they can't tell you, they can't say they didn't know, because there was something that could have told them. They just didn't read it.
So that segue you were about to do.
It was going to be beautiful, but...
Well, let's try it again. Give me a second. Let me reload this. I forgot what I said that led to the segue.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me try again.
It's ruined.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Well, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get back to what makes this podcast good, which is good conversations. That's not funny. Which is good conversations. Good conversations. And good times.
Oh.
Suffice it to say...
That is the funniest thing you've ever said on this podcast.
Suffice it to say... Guys, the big announcement is that Apple has come out with a new Mac Pro, guys. What's up?
That's pretty wild. I didn't know about this.
I can't show the image, but the Mac Pro is, it's just, imagine a carrying case. Imagine your favorite suitcase, but imagine it all made out of aluminum, and it has wheels at the bottom, like a suitcase. And it's $6,000. And
that's a lot of money. That is more money than I have ever seen in my entire life.
People are excited because in the past, Apple has made MacBooks and Macs that are all compressed, and they weren't really like computers. But this is like one of the first computers that Apple has made that is completely like a regular PC, like setup-wise. So you can like open it up and look at the individual parts and look at really everything that...
I'm looking at it, and it looks pretty good.
I mean,
it looks like a PC.
It is a PC, but I just don't think that. Hold on, just a second, guys. Anyway, as I was saying, the Mac Pro is a great addition to the Apple family. As it is $6,000, and it'll drain your bank account even more than it already has. But don't worry, because you can use your Apple Card and pay it all with credit that you'll end up paying for later. And I think that this product, I mean, it's gonna be cool, but I don't know if it's worth it. No, Apple products are not worth it unless you're crazy into it. I mean, I have Apple products, basically, but I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I feel bad about it because I could easily get away with having less powerful stuff because I don't need it all. But yeah, that's just how everything is happening. But the crazy thing that everybody keeps making fun of is that the Mac Pro has a set that comes with it, a display and a hook that attaches to the monitor, so that way you can like swivel it around, kind of like how the Surface Pro is, and you can move it all around, move it up, down, whatever. And the thing about it is that they're selling it separately. It doesn't come with the product itself. But
of course not. Yeah,
they're selling the display and the hook thing separately. But what's crazy is how much they're charging for it. So,
I think I've seen some memes about this.
Yeah, because people were like really upset about how Apple is just kind of like slamming down people. So the swivel hook that the monitor is going to attach to is $1,000, just for a stand that has an attachment that you place the monitor on. It's just like it's $1,000, but I mean it's not worth $1,000. You could probably make the same product, and companies will make the same product for less money, because the only thing that it can do is it attaches magnetically to the monitor, and you can swivel it around like 360 degrees, and you can do all crazy stuff with it. But it's not worth $1,000.
Oh man, that's.
I mean, but wow. Apple can get away with anything at this point because they probably have all their money. I mean, I read something today that like they make $300K a minute or something like that, which is exaggerated, but I mean, makes a lot of sense for what they have.
Oh well, this is very concerning.
It's just kind of.
This is our Apple overlords, them and Disney.
Yeah, I was about to say Disney does the same thing with. How the fact they own all the movies and everything, like they bought 20th Century Fox, and so now that's a big thing that everybody has to worry about. And so, I mean, I don't know. All these companies are basically going to be allowed to charge whatever they want, and you're kind of if you want to save money, like you're going to have to pay for something less than a Disney or a Apple product. That's what it seems like to me, anyway. So, I don't know. I just think that's how that's going to work. Anyway, that was a trick, guys. We pranked you. That was not the segue that we were meaning to go to. But we actually were meaning to say, ladies and gentlemen, school's done.
That's true. It is over. I think it was over in the last podcast, though.
It was over in the last podcast, but when I asked them about the finals, they just didn't want to answer. They didn't think it was worth it.
What a bunch of lame people.
They just screamed instead. So I want to ask you, how do you think your finals went?
Honestly, I think they went pretty well, other than the fact that the religion teacher, she lost my final.
What do you mean she lost your final?
I mean, I gave it to her, and she misplaced it. And
Yeah, what did you just get an A or something?
Well, no, I had to turn it in like 2 days ago.
Oh, did she give you full credit?
I have no idea. I have not heard anything about it.
If something like that happens where the teacher would do that, they should just take it and be like, well, I messed up.
You would think they would do that, but they do not do that.
By the way, I guess it's a new running joke, just to let you know, since, don't listen to the last podcast. Now, don't listen to any of them in any time. Just so you know, and I guess Mr. Mueller is now a running meme in our thing because he apparently listens to the podcast, or he has known about it. So, last time we just had a one-on-one with him, during the podcast. We just started talking to him directly. So, yeah, we can't name other teacher names, but I guess we can name Mr. Mueller because we have been. I didn't cut them out.
Well, he is not the teacher in question.
No.
Obviously.
No.
But.
So, yeah, anything else with finals? Did anything, spook you or anything?
No. Honestly, my science final could have been smoother, obviously, but I made it through alive.
Yeah.
Other than that, my finals went perfectly well.
Science is tough, and I'll tell you why. I had 100%, or probably 100% in the class, and then I took the test. And walking in, you know that it's 10% of your grade. So you're like, well, if I got a 0, it dropped me down to a 90. So, like, I'm walking in here and not caring that much. Like, I walked in and I was like, I kind of studied. I looked over it, but I wasn't, like, extremely trying to make sure I got a really good grade. Because I was like, well, she can't...
What do you care? It's a 90.
Yeah, she can't fail me. So I did my test, and I got, like, a 50-something. And I was like, okay, cool. I passed. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But, like, my dad was not very happy about it. I mean, he didn't like the fact that I got a bad grade. Because he was like, well, what if it comes up on the ACT, SAT? And I was like, well...
That's not how the ACT, SAT works.
Exactly. That's what I said. But I just like to think that... I mean, he doesn't know that I essentially, like, shot myself in the foot just to get it over with. Just to get the last couple miles to the finish line of that whole unit. But at least it's over now.
It's over. It's passed.
Now I just got to worry about the entrepreneurship class that I keep mentioning. That is not done. I got to finish it before school starts again.
Well, you got some time and some free time. I do have some time.
It's summer now, and I guess we're not, like, taking a podcast break because I don't know how we do it. We've already been, like, missing weeks and everything. I mean, I guess we could. I don't know.
Ever think it's weird that bi-weekly means 2 times a week and every other week?
Yeah. Some people get paid bi-weekly. I know people that get paid bi-weekly. Every other week. Speaking of getting paid, guys, we have a big announcement. We juked you guys again. We have another big announcement. The big announcement is... Should we tell them?
Well, I went for an interview.
At a college?
Well, yes, but that's different.
That's the big announcement, right?
Shoot, yeah, that's the big announcement. I went to Iowa.
The big announcement. So so now that finals are over...
So if you guys remember correctly, I had a phone call in the last podcast where I was in Illinois. But before I was in Illinois, I went to Iowa.
Yeah, I mean, the continuity of our podcast is spot on. So, like, tell us about your trip. Tell us about everything you got to say.
So the Iowa College, it was super fun. I liked it a lot. It rained while we were there. It was so much fun.
Rain's not good. You can quote me on that.
Jackson Bush, rain is not good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it rained while we were there, so we had to take a bus tour instead of a walking tour.
What was that
So
like?
Upsides and downsides. I got to see the whole campus, but I did not get to see anything inside. So I have no idea what the dorms look like. So it could be good, it could be bad. Who knows?
I've seen YouTube videos of people that are at UCLA, and their tour's pretty good. What was that?
Nothing.
Oh, this? This funny to you?
Yeah, that is kind of funny to me, but...
Sorry, what we do here is professional, so...
It's true, I'm sorry. So yeah, I went to college, it was great. I had 2 major issues with it. Well, 1 major issue... No, 3 issues. 2 of them are major, 1 of them was super minor, probably doesn't even matter.
Wait, but before you do that, can we start from the beginning? Like, can we start from the beginning of the trip, then go on our way? Like, take me through the journey. I haven't heard the story.
Okay, so first of all, I stopped at a hotel.
Wait a minute, I need some M&Ms, hold on.
Okay, well, I guess I'm holding on. Thought we were supposed to be professional here.
Oh yeah, I told Drexel we wouldn't eat on the podcast anymore. Sorry, Drexel, I'm not eating.
It's true, he is not eating. He's just, like, grabbing the M&Ms.
So I just had to...
Closer.
Okay, take me on a journey. Here we go. So I'm buckled in. Tight. I have my hands on the wheel, 10 and 2.
Drinking my beverage. It's 3 and 9.
3 and 9. I drive 6 and 6, so that's a little bit of an issue.
But yeah, I came, I saw, it was great.
Saw what? Did what?
So, my journey starts, it was 27th of May, and it was 7 o'clock, and I went to Iowa. Nothing to mention on the trip.
No flight problems or driving problems?
Yeah, and it rained while we were there, but it's not really that big a deal. So, we got to the hotel. The hotel was super nice. It was like...
Don't name drop the hotel, but I just want to know everything about that.
It's definitely way nicer than I expected. It was the first time I've ever slept in a... It was me, my grandmother, and my grandpa.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the hotel room, first time I've ever gotten my own hotel room to myself. It was the first time I've ever slept in the hotel room bed.
It's dope.
It's crazy.
What do you mean? Oh, like you sleep on the floor?
Yeah, in every other situation, it's been overcrowded, so I never ever got to sleep in the bed.
See, I've never gotten my own hotel room, but I have had like a double bed situation where I take one bed and the other person takes the other bed, or it's a big enough room to where there's a couch that's a fold out and then you got to do that situation.
Yeah, see, I've done that too, but honestly, there's always been 4 people in a 2-man room. Ugh. So there would always be 2 people in the bed. So like one bed, and then there'd be another bed, there'd be 2 people.
Yeah.
And then one person would sleep on the couch, and then I would always end up on the floor. Although one time I did end up in a windowsill, but that's a whole nother story.
Windowsill. I'm writing that one down. We're going to talk about it later. I'm writing it down.
So yeah, I went to that hotel. It was super nice. Really nice dinner, too. Had some creme brulee. It was super good.
Now, for those who aren't familiar, what is a creme brulee exactly?
It is a pudding that they light on fire. It's really cool.
It's just pudding that they light on fire?
Well, it's really good pudding that they light on fire.
I want to tell my cheesecake story, but I'm not going to say that right now.
So yeah, sleep. Had a college tour. 9 o'clock the next day. It was pretty good, pretty standard. Learned a lot about the college. It is super good, except for 2 major problems. The first one is I did not see the boarding or any of the dorms, so I have no idea what living conditions are like at all.
Couldn't you just look it up online or something?
Looking it up online is not the same, because it can look really good, but that doesn't necessarily mean it is good.
Well, wouldn't you then need, like, I don't know, a video? Like, if it's UCLA, I would, like, look at videos of it or something, of people that actually live there, and they show off their room and everything. Like, that's how I found out that the UCLA rooms are, like, I don't know, there's this weird situation where if you and your person, like, you get there first and you pick your room or whatever, but, like, depending on how much money you have, your rooms can either look as small as what I'm showing you right now, which is just, like, 2 bunk beds shoved into a room, or they can look like a studio.
Yeah, see, I only trust those so much, because those are taken to sell the room. So, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, there's also, like, YouTube videos.
So, like, if I'm serious about going to Iowa, I need to go back and look and see what the dorms are like. And it'd also be really helpful to see students, because when I went, it was out for the summer, so there's nobody there. And then my second major issue is that it is ginormous, because it is, like, 36,000 students.
36,000, huh?
Yeah, it's ginormous. And it, like, envelops Iowa City, so the whole college is split up by a river. It's just humongous.
Yeah, I mean, those are your only 2 problems. I mean, it sounds like it was fine. Did it match what you wanted?
I wish it was smaller, but other than that, it's completely fine.
I mean, it's no Christian university.
It is not a Christian university.
I don't understand why people try to sell. I mean, you know, I did a newspaper story about it. Like, people, some people would want it, I guess, to, like, continue their walk with faith or whatever. But I also don't know. I think going to a Christian school, like the one we're at, is maybe fine if you pick the right one. But college is supposed to be like, I feel like you're supposed to, like, get out there.
Well, see, here's
experience.
my argument is that you have that perception because you go to a Christian school now. In my opinion, you'd have to pick one or the other. Like, going to a Christian school from preschool all the way to, like, 22 when you graduate would be really, really bad, in my opinion. Like, that's just a lot of one thing.
I mean, that's kind of the situation I'm in. But at the same time, I'm not like bounded to just those feelings and expressions and the magnitude of what people believe as Christian stuff, you know. So
who knows?
I mean, I'm good with going to a secular school and knowing whatever they know. Speaking of secular school, guys, we have an announcement. We juked you guys again. That wasn't the announcement. The actual special announcement is that I still need service hours.
Loser.
I need 30. Well, did you already get yours?
Oh, yeah.
How'd you get yours?
I go to Mexico every year.
That those roll over into, like, this year's worth of service hours?
No idea. Honestly, at this point, I don't care, though. Because I graduate, and I don't have to worry about service hours after that.
Oh, that's true. You're a senior. Rest in peace. But, yeah. What was I about to say? Oh, yeah. I need 30. And usually what I do is I go into,
Mr.
school.
Mueller's listening to this podcast. I'd be careful.
Why?
He's going to, like, give you all kinds of stuff.
Go ahead. I need the stuff. But we'll get to why I can't do it in a minute, because we have another special announcement later.
We're just full of those.
It's a special announcement filled podcast.
You might as well just, like, label this video special announcement.
It's going to be called something of that effect. But what I'm trying to say is that I need 30 hours, right? Not only do I need 30 hours, I need entrepreneurship to be done, but that's a whole other beast, like I already mentioned. And so I need the 30 hours, and what I usually do is I go in the mornings with another teacher, and I work from like 9 to 12 every day during the summer for about 10 days. That's your 30 hours done, out of the water. I mean, I guess I could do like 5 hours a day and speed it up a little faster, but I don't like doing that. I like to just like do little increments at a time, because the work's not that hard. It's just kind of tedious, but you can get over it if you listen to music, whatever. But you do the work, and then you're just done for the entire year. So every time they say, this is for service hours, you're not really worried about it because you got them all done in the first place. But now I kind of want to do it a little bit differently this year for 2 reasons. I apologize for a sound you may have just heard. My co-host took his phone and slammed it into the carpet. I actually just cut out a part where he cursed me out. It was really rude.
Yeah, I definitely did that. That's not a lie. That's not an editor's note. But he doesn't edit these, so I don't know how he's going to do that.
An editor's note? Well, the only one I've ever edited is the one we had yesterday, because I actually got a letter from our editor. I can't remember his name because he's not important, but yeah.
Do we have the same editor?
Remember the guy that died?
Yeah.
Well, his replacement, remember? That guy? Yeah.
It's still that guy, right?
It's still that guy,
Okay.
apparently. Allegedly. We don't know who he gives it to edit it. He could have copies of all our files. But, so that guy actually left me a message when I got back to my desk after we recorded the one last time. And it said, "For the love of God, please don't make me edit all the screams." And it left a text message, but it also said that the phone number would not accept text after 24 hours. So I was just creeped out a little bit, but I messaged him anyway, and I said, nobody forces you to do anything. You kind of just have volunteered after the last guy mysteriously died. And he was like, "Yeah, I understand, but I just can't do it." And he sent me a link to a how-to video, how to edit these videos, so I just followed along, and I just edited out the screams. So I took care of one of them, but he said he will get back to it as soon as possible. And the 24 hours did go up on the phone, by the way, and I tried to call him, and just said call declined. So I don't know what that's about, but yeah, I don't have contact with him anymore. He gave me a short little contact, and that's about it. Now that that's over, he'll probably edit this one, but the last one he did not edit. So anyway, we have a special announcement, guys. We do have a special announcement. It's real, and it's one of the 2 reasons why I can't do my service hours. But before we get to that, the first reason I can't do I don't want to do my service hours the same way is because the school does offer all those times to do like in class.
Oh, yeah, they offer like 10 hours at least of free service hours
during the year, right? So I don't feel exactly right wasting a lot of time doing the 30 in the summer, because if I knock it all out, then there's all this wasted time that I could have just fit in anyway to make time more efficient. But what I'm actually going to do anyway is just I'll probably do 20 along the summer. Somehow I'll figure it out, like whatever days I'm not doing the special announcement, I'll probably be doing that. And so yeah, I'll probably go in and do like 20, and then the 10 will come from the other thing, which will be good, because then service hours will be done, and then I can not get the position I want in NHS, and that'll be great.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, really, without that disappointment in your life, how will your life ever be complete?
I mean, I've gotten over it. I only cry twice now. Twice what? Doesn't matter, but twice. All right, here we go. Special announcement time. Guys, we have a special announcement. Here we go. Special announcement is we are not going to be doing the same piano class that I'm starting next week, because I'm going to start paying for a piano class. Yep, that's right. And that's where the time's going to go. So the days that I'm not doing that, I'm going to be doing the NHS stuff. I'm trying to get good at piano before all the skills go away. Something I'm trying to do, because during summer there's a lot of wasted time. Like, I've been waking up a lot at 9 a.m. It's a problem.
I cannot say I've been doing that.
I wish I could be waking up at 6 or 7. I want to be waking up earlier.
You see, but I wake up at 8, which is just late enough to feel like you're wasting time, but not late enough to feel like you're sleeping in.
I mean, I'm doing all the stuff that I wanted to do during the summer, which is writing and that's it. No, writing and working out. But I got to add to that, because that's the normal stuff. So I'm adding piano to that. I'm going to start learning that. And the special announcement. We juked you guys again. We have another special announcement. And this podcast might be coming to a close soon because we're like low-ish on time. What are we at? We're at 25 minutes. We're going to go to probably like 30. We'll be good at 30. But special announcement, guys. Here we go. Real special announcement. Not even a joke. Lucas and I are getting jobs. We're getting jobs. And so
well, we attempted to get jobs. I had an interview. I don't know how it went.
Let's start from the very top, okay? Here's the top. Here's the very beginning. So school gets out, and I've been wanting to get a job at Barnes & Noble, for a while, and I saw it listed, and so I go on all my trips. I go on the Disneyland trip, which, again, they wouldn't let me talk about last time, and I guess I will never mention it. But, went on my Disneyland trip, came back, a couple days passed, and I didn't really concern myself with it because I knew that I wanted to make sure I was in a place where I could do it and have the time to let it all work itself out with returning emails and whatnot. And so I finally emailed Barnes & Noble, and a week goes by, and I still have not received anything. In the meantime, all the friends that I have are starting to get jobs, including one, Lucas Ibskin. Now, the problem with this is that no, there's no problem. I can't remember what I was about to say. I'm having brain farts. No, the problem with this is that I don't want to be the only person out of my own group that doesn't have a job, especially when I want to get a job so bad. So then, you want to tell your part of the story at this point?
So, yeah, I applied for a job at Cinemark of Tulsa while I was in Illinois.
We live at, here's our address.
But yeah, it was, I don't know, it wasn't hard. It took me 10 minutes, and I sent it in, and a day later, which is in very high contrast to Jackson waiting a week for Barnes & Noble.
Still haven't gotten the email, by the way. Barnes & Noble, if you're listening, please email me back. Your time is running low. I have an interview tomorrow. So if you don't email me, we're done.
So, yeah, I got so I sent in my application. The next day I got a phone call, and they were like, hey, I hear you're interested in this job. And I'm like, yes, I am interested in a job. And they're like, cool, that's exactly what we need.
About this time I was crying.
And then I went, and they were like, so you want to go in for an interview today? And I was like, oh man, today is pretty fast. How about tomorrow? And they're like, tomorrow works too. So that's how I got my job interview.
And then I heard about that, and I was like, well, what the heck? Because why can't people be as efficient as Cinemark? Which I think what it actually is they need a bunch of people, because summer movies, they need more work staff because it's a lot of work for summer. Especially because of all the blockbusters and stuff. And I also think that, for whatever reason, Cinemark is more used to hiring younger people because of how the pay works and how much work you have to do and how suckerable kids are. So
yeah, all of that is compiled into the fact that I went in for an interview. I don't know how it went. It could have gone horribly, horribly wrong. They said they'd let me know within the week. And yeah, that's where that stands.
So anyway,
my co-host Jackson, has an interview tomorrow.
Yeah, and the reason is because I heard about that, and then I was like, well, listen, I'll let it. I don't want to just get on the bandwagon, but it also is a good idea if they are hiring so fast. You want a job, you want to take advantage of something like that. And so, I mean, I didn't sign up for the same job as Lucas to try and take away his chance of getting it, make it harder.
Yeah, he just did that unintentionally, not intentionally.
I didn't choose the same position, even if it's all muddled together. Which, if it's muddled together, then that's bad on their part for not explaining that fully. Having just all team members or whatever. I signed up for concessionist, which is a different. Essentially, you would be running around doing all the other stuff, and I'd just be in one area just doing that one part for 6 hours or whatever, having my breaks, which is it's fine once you get into the flow of doing it, because it's just filling up the drinks, filling up the popcorn, and doing cashier stuff. That's easy. It only gets hard when there's a lot of people in line. But the thing to that is that I signed up for the other thing, just hoping that I wouldn't be in the way of getting his position, and also. They seem nice, so why not try and get a job there? So I sign up for the concessionist spot, and I wait a day. I wait a day, and then they call me on a Sunday, which was kind of crazy, because I didn't think they'd call on Sunday. I didn't think they'd call on a day like that. So it's Lord's Day. I was praying, and they called me, and it was on the way back from Arkansas, which I thought was also weird, because I had to talk to them while my dad was in the car. And they talked to me, and I set up my interview, And I said, when do you want to do it? And I said, I want to do it like at an earlier, like as early as they can do it. And they said 1 o'clock. And I said, sure. And then they scheduled it for Tuesday, which is tomorrow, unless I put this out later, which probably will. So yeah. So now we'll see what happens. And apparently might be a group interview after the first interview. So we could end up being in the same group interview and talking about each other. We could just boost each other up so we both get jobs.
Who knows, really?
I don't know. What scares me, and I didn't mention this to you directly, is that the scary thing is that they asked me if there was anybody that I knew that had a position. I was
yeah. I remember you talking about this briefly.
And I said no, but I have someone that is trying to get one. But we don't know how it stands yet. And they're like, okay, and they wrote that down. But that scares me a little bit, because then that means, like, what if they had that in a file somewhere that, like, oh, he has a friend that, like, may have the same questions, so they change my questions just a little bit, so I'm, like, not as prepared.
I mean, the questions are always going to be easy. I mean, every interview is kind of similar.
I mean, I'm not worried about it or scared about it or anything, nervous or whatever. I'm more so just like, just get it done, because it's just a conversation. That's all you're doing. It's just having a conversation with the person. The only reason it's so nerve-wracking is because people put the assumption of, like, oh, it's an interview, it's make or break. They're gonna ask you super tough. No, it's just like they're gonna have a conversation with you, see if you are serious about doing it, and see if you're, like, a good person, not like, I don't know, like an idiot or something, and just like weave you out. But anyway, that's where it stands. That's the actual special announcement. And I guess that's it. Sorry to keep this short, but we're bad time managers, and we just, we have somewhere to be, and, I don't. Lucas has a party, I don't. Because I got bad friends. Last time I had people over, nobody showed up. It's just me.
That's tough.
So anyway.
I couldn't even show up because I was in Illinois.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for not listening. And if we could just get a 10th subscriber, anybody in particular, share it with anybody. Mr. Mueller, if you're listening, could you, just like, I don't know, don't spread it in school, but just like send it to somewhere else and see if they'll subscribe. I don't know. Anyway, that's it from us. I guess we'll see you guys later. You got anything?
Yeah, I got nothing. Final notes, nothing. See ya.
All right, see you guys later.